Konohamaru versus Kashin Koji, Boruto's chakra-absorbing karma seal, and after much teasing, Kawaki finally returns. The shadow of Kara looms over this entire chapter of Boruto, which was action-packed from beginning to end, as Kashin Koji made an absolute fool out of the Next Generation Team 7 by battling against Konohamaru and actually allowing Boruto to manifest his karma seal. That's the official name of this technique, which allows Boruto to absorb chakra or ninja-based attacks. Very similar to Momoshiki Otsutsuki. I'm guessing there's some sort of a connection here. That and the fact that Kawaki is officially introduced in this chapter after being teased in the very first chapter of Boruto, and just like Boruto, he even has a seal, just on the opposite hand, which leads me to believe that these two characters are going to be connected in a way where Boruto can absorb the attacks, and then Kawaki can actually expel them. That's just a personal theory on my part, but what I think is one of the craziest theories that I've been hearing over the course of the last couple months is that Kashin Koji either is or related to Jiraiya. And this chapter certainly makes a really big case for it, for the fact that not only does he have white hair, he can summon toads, and he can utilize the rasengan technique, a technique which is very associated with Jiraiya. Now, my personal feelings are that Kashin Koji is not Jiraiya. I think Jiraiya is dead. He's long dead. That's the way the character needs to stay. I honestly don't think they would revive him for such a purpose. However, there is going to be, I think, some sort of a connection between these two characters. Either that, or they are really trying to throw us off here. What I will say is that this chapter was really freaking awesome. Kashin Koji just absolutely commanded the battlefield. Not only does he just have an incredibly stellar and very intimidating design, but he's pretty much able to stop everyone with the power of his sealing techniques, as well as the use of the rasengan. Both him and Konohamaru actually fight against each other, and they have a nice little classic rasengan standoff with both of them just flying in multiple directions. But Kashin Koji also has the ability to summon a toad, which also just explodes into these flames, which are known as the Flames of Purgatory, which are not too dissimilar from Amaterasu. The only real difference is that they're not black flames, but they will burn eternally. And they burn so fast and so ferociously that even if you have like a super healing ability, it doesn't matter. It's just going to turn you and your bones to dust. And this is a real desperate moment when Konohamaru gets these flames on him. It's when Boruto actually decides to manifest his karma seal, and it allows him to absorb all of this fire directly into his body, which genuinely shocks Kashin Koji, as he felt that the person who was going to unlock the karma ability was going to be none other than Naruto himself. Although there seems to be some sort of a connection here to Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Like I said, they both have the ability to absorb things. And even Momoshiki displayed the same thing, where he would absorb with the right and expel with the left and make it even more powerful. So I'm not really sure what's going on here or where this is headed to, but the fact that we have this shady organization in the series which seems to know the secrets of the Otsutsuki clan and how they have the ability to absorb very powerful attacks seems pretty integral to what their overall plan is going to be. But it's at this moment that Kashin Koji realizes that he probably shouldn't fight these guys anymore, and he makes a quick retreat. The chapter ends with all of our heroes beaten, battered, and overall just feeling defeated, when suddenly they find all these robot bodies all over the place, and then they find another mysterious character. We finally get the introduction of Kawaki, and unfortunately he has no dialogue in this chapter. It looks like he's just completely knocked out. It's implied that he fought against all of these robots himself, and I can't wait to see what he's truly going to be capable of, and really what his entire deal is in the first place. He's clearly the vessel, or the person that was inside of that weird casket or that case, but overall what he is, his connection to the Otsutsuki clan and Boruto, is still a complete and utter mystery. So, what's the rundown on this chapter of Boruto? Just hype. I really love this one right here, and it's really all because of Kashin Koji. One, I just love the character design so much. At first, it was almost kind of boring to me that it was basically just a guy in a cloak with a mask, but seeing his actual outfit, which is covered with all of these belts and straps and all these other things, it almost seems as like he's like trying to keep himself together, like he's falling apart, he's shambling. That's another reason why I think a lot of people believe that he very well could be Jiraiya, who either did survive his encounter with Pain, or has somehow been revived and transformed into someone else entirely. Again, I think this is all a ruse to throw the viewers off, although there is some sort of connection between these characters. Using all of the signature attacks of Jiraiya and having the same complexion of hair, I mean, it's hard not to ignore that stuff right there. And his overall battle with Konohamaru was awesome. I loved it. I also really love his sealing technique where all these like giant pillars of rocks explode out of the ground, and if you're caught like within that circle, basically, you can't move. That is unless, of course, you're Konohamaru, who badassly just rips off his shirt and uses an unsealing technique, which allows him to get right back into the battle, but unfortunately getting covered in all of Kashin Koji's fire. The scene where Boruto unleashes his Karma Seal is pretty awesome. And I'm guessing that's going to be the name of this. The translation might change in the future, but in the one that I was reading, they did refer to it as the Karma Seal. So I really can't wait to see what the deal is with this thing in the first place, but it's made very clear that it has the ability to absorb techniques. But we never really saw Boruto expel them, so I'm really interested to see how this is all going to come into play, and how this is going to have some sort of weird symbiotic relationship with Kawaki, even if it even leads to something like that. Especially because, is Kawaki going to join them? Is he going to willingly go back to Konoha? Does he have an association with Kara? Does he even want to be with Kara? Do you think he's going to be too happy about being locked up in a box and then thrown into a zeppelin which suddenly explodes? Inquiring minds want to know. There's a lot of intrigue in this chapter, just as much as there is action, and it was all handled really freaking well. Basically, this was one of the hypest chapters that I've read from the entire series, and the way they keep building up Kashin Koji is great, because he's already turning into one of my favorite villains from the franchise, and I figured that the Akatsuki could never be eclipsed. I mean, after the Akatsuki and Madara Uchiha, I was like, how can they even introduce villains who are as cool as these guys at all? They introduce Kashin Koji, the Magic Man. So, really, I loved this chapter right here. There's just so much mystery to what's going on here with Kara, and the fact that this is on a monthly basis still continues to make waiting for it just so extreme, and just, it kills me knowing that I have to wait another month to see what's actually going to happen. The good thing is, though, if you want to get yourself even more pumped for that, I highly recommend checking out the Boruto anime series. It just switched to a new time slot. I was actually going to review the episode today, but now it's going to be airing on Thursdays. So make sure to add that to your schedule. We're getting closer and closer to this arc at hand. Right now they're going through the movie arc, and then it's only a couple of more smaller arcs before we actually move on to the Kara story. Although, who knows, with the Boruto anime series, they could build upon that. They could add more arcs, and so far they've already started planting the seeds for the Kara storyline. In fact, Kashin Koji even made an appearance in the anime version. Very briefly, mind you, but it is definitely worth checking out. But this chapter right here, man, just so solid. Rasengan slamming into each other and Boruto seal. It's just good stuff. And if you're a fan of the franchise, I highly recommend checking it out, because things are starting to get really exciting again. Really, really exciting, like on par with some of the stuff from the classic elements of the series. So if you were just begging for more Naruto material, check out the Boruto manga series. It's pretty freaking solid so far. So I'm going to give this chapter right here a 5 out of 5. As a fan of the franchise, I'm digging everything that I am seeing. I love the mystery. I love Kara. I love Kashin Koji. He's already a really fun, over-the-top, and very theatrical villain, which is exactly what we needed at this point. Boruto's finally unlocking his hidden abilities. Basically, things are starting to kick into high gear. So this is it. Check it out, guys. 5 out of 5 from me. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this chapter. You can tell me all of them in the comment section below. What did you think of Kashin Koji's battle with Konohamaru? Does he have an affiliation with Jiraiya? Is he Jiraiya? What's the deal with Kara and their ultimate plan? And what is Kawaki's connection to Kara and Boruto? Tell me all your thoughts, theories, and things you want to see from the future of the series in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay down, baby.